Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Addie. I'll be doing a drawing of a bunny using a black ink pen, and I will be using the cross-hatching method for this drawing. And so right now what I'm doing is basically doing the outline and the shape of the bunny and filling it in as much as possible. I'm doing the eyes right now, creating that outline as well, and I'll be filling that in as well. So this is actually my first time doing an ink drawing since I was in college. It's like a few years ago. We learned about cross hatching using ink pen in my foundation drawing class, and it was a pretty cool new technique that I learned. Learning how to create the illusion of shading using pen. I normally use pencil when I'm drawing, but originally when I was drawing, like when I was younger, I used to draw with pen first. But then years after that, I learned that it's probably easier to use pencil because you can always erase it and um, make any necessary corrections. But today, this time, I wanted to kind of challenge myself a little bit. And so that's where the idea for this video came in. So as you can see right now, I'm drawing the whiskers right now, just like how it looks in the original photo that you saw in the first clip. And I'm basically doing the same thing with the bunny's ears, kind of filling in the outline and, adding the extra details as I'm looking at the image. By the way, I recorded this video in my garage, so there's a lot of noise outside. So now you can kind of see where the cross hatching is starting to take place now, since I'm drawing the fur of the bunny. But right now I'm using less pressure with the pen just to give it the tonality and give it that the different lighting effect when it comes to shading. So now you can see just about what I was doing the whole time. I just put the clip here just so you can see where I am in terms of like the progress of the shading. I just basically did the same thing all around and then just added more pressure and on certain parts of the bunny to create again that the shading effect with the cross hatching method. So I'm now just working on the legs of the bunny, and where you can see like the folds, I'm basically going downwards using a downward stroke for this, just to follow the shape again. And certain parts of the bunny is darker because in the photo, the original photo, the bunny is gray from what you can remember, and now I'm, you know, making it darker. And I basically just continue that same motion throughout. By the way, this is actually my first time ever like recording my voice for a YouTube video, so it's taken some getting used to. I've been a lot of my previous videos have just been me just drawing, not really talking at all, just still learning how to get more comfortable doing this. This is very new to me. So, yeah. So now I'm kind of, doing the pen stroke in different directions now, because with cross hatching, you can, do the lines in the same direction, but I personally like to do them, in different directions, you know, because it is called cross hatching for a reason. I'd like to kind of do like a bit of a crisscross motion with this. It just makes things more interesting. So I'm basically layering the lines now. On the previous lines that I created on the bunny, I'm basically creating more dimension and making it look a little bit more three-dimensional rather than it looking flat. So here's what it looks like so far. Just kind of that. So now I'm just adding a few more final touches on the bunny itself, like right here, kind of filling in the ears as well, adding the extra fur in the inner ear of the bunny before I move on to the foreground and the background of this drawing. And now I'm moved on to the foreground, which is the grass. Uh, Usually when I do reference photos, when I use reference photos for my artworks, I tend to I'll draw like the original figure, and then I like to kind of change up the background. I typically try not to, draw everything exactly the same. I try to change certain things up. So the background, I kind of just freestyled it a little bit. So this is the grass. I was trying to like make the front of the grass a little bit lighter, like use lighter pressure. But with ink drawing, it's a little bit more challenging to do that because I have to kind of use more pressure or less pressure depending on how dark I want something to be. Whereas with drawing, I can use like a 2B pencil or a 4B pencil or a 6B pencil depending on the level of intensity I'm trying to achieve. So yeah, with this grass, I'm kind of just creating lines and just, I'm kind of just doing this for a while until I reach the end of the bunny, basically. So now that I'm done with the grass, I moved on to drawing the sky. For the sky, I didn't really know exactly what to do with that. Like I said, the foreground and the background was all just kind of made up on the spot. So I just decided to just make, some cute little clouds, not too many, because I still wanted the bunny to be the main focal point. And I didn't want to leave, the background to just be like plain and just make it look like the bunny's just like floating in space or something. So, yeah, I wanted to also maybe incorporate some clouds in there and also maybe do some cross hatching on the clouds as well, just to give those some dimension as well. As you can see, I'm creating the shape, creating different sizes of clouds. And then I add the birds as well. So now, with the final touch, I wasn't sure how to I guess quote unquote color in a sky when you're doing cross hatching. So it kind of looks like it's raining, but it's not. It wasn't really my intention for this part. I just wanted to add some, I don't know, I guess some darkness to the sky. Basically fill in all the white of the paper. As you can see, I'm just doing light strokes once again. Because I don't want it to be too dark. Again, I don't want everything to blend in. I still want to work with some contrast in this drawing.